here I have, hola estudiantes, here I have your schedule for this week. And we're seeing that you have the Exploraciones Gramaticales uno due by Monday at 4 p.m. Actually, this changes to 11:59 p.m. I'll change that. And then you're taking a quiz after our Zoom class next week on for Thursday, but let's just focus on Monday. And then you do have this interpretive task, which I just want to talk about a little bit. Some of you completed it already when it wasn't due yet. So there were a couple things I wanted to address with that before you did it. So let's just talk about this. So what you want to do is you want to read through the text, which it basically is talking about me llamo Juanita, soy de Mexico, soy un estudiante. She's just saying she's a student. It try to break it up, and if you want to write out a translation, you can. But it's just basically talking about what she wears for which seasons. So then down here, ¿qué tiempo hace for otoño for the fall? You want to say the weather that she talks about for fall. So you want to go within the reading and say what she says. So she says, aquí el tiempo cambia mucho. Un día hace frío y otro día hace calor. One day it's cold, another it's hot. Y hay 4 estaciones, there are 4 seasons. En México, donde vive, básicamente solo hay una estación. So there's only one season. She's saying, hay un poco de frío a veces en diciembre, enero, so a little bit of cold. Pero por lo general hace buen tiempo todo el año. So it's always nice weather. So you just want to look through and see what you can find to talk about the different seasons and the weather. And so this is talking about qué tiempo hace, Juanita says. And then qué ropa lleva, you want to say what clothing she wears for those seasons too. So otoño, you just want to find any reference to clothing. You want to write it in español. Qué ropa no le gusta llevar, clothing that she doesn't like to wear. And qué le gusta hacer, what does she like to do? And then you're just going to write those. Here it's saying you just want to give you're writing in English what you think those lines mean. And then down here it says read between the lines, support each answer in English from the text. So a Juanita le gusta mucho tomar muchas clases. Is that cierto or falso? And so just say that. And then you don't really have to do, I'm going to just have you skip the comparing cultural perspectives. You can write them and we can talk about them in class, but since it's in English, I prefer you to just stick to the Spanish activities. So that's what's due for Monday. If you already did it, then you're good. But make sure you did it in Spanish. If you didn't, then you can go back. But you don't have to redo it all. So that's what is due for this week. And we'll talk more on Tuesday during our Zoom class. But for now, what we want to do is we're just going to do a little bit of drawing. So if you have a notebook or a piece of paper, let's just do a little drawing together. So we're going to start with el invierno. And we know invierno is hopefully winter. And then, ¿qué tiempo hace? So we're asking that question, ¿qué tiempo hace en el invierno? What is the weather like? So what could you say? You might say something like, hace mucho frío. Or maybe you say, nieva. Nieva, it snows or it's snowing. Maybe you say, hace sol. A veces. A veces is sometimes. What about windy? Maybe you say, hace viento. So if you notice, a lot of these expressions with the weather, they have hace in front of them, but not all of them, like nieva and llueve. Llueve is it rains, so we don't have that. So then, ¿qué ropa? And then we also want to ask the question, ¿qué ropa llevas? ¿Qué ropa llevas? What clothing do you wear? So you would say something like, llevo, ¿qué ropa llevas? Llevo calcetines. So we could put some calcetines here. Calcetines, socks. Llevo también un abrigo. Abrigo is coat. So llevo un abrigo. También llevo un gorro. Un gorro. And maybe una bufanda. Scarf. So, ¿qué ropa llevas? You want to know how to say that question. What clothing do you wear? And you can say llevo, I wear, or I am wearing, I do wear, and then some of the things you wear. All right, and then we have la primavera. Let's do la primavera. In la primavera, in the spring. ¿Qué tiempo hace? What is the weather like? So maybe you say hace fresco. It's cool. Or maybe you say está nublado. So sometimes we have that está, like in está nublado, it's cloudy. Or hace fresco, it's cool. Maybe you say hace buen tiempo or hace mal tiempo. And then you want to talk about qué ropa llevas too. ¿Qué ropa llevas? So, ¿qué ropa llevas en la primavera? Oops. Llevo. ¿Qué ropa llevas en la primavera? Maybe you say llevo un suéter. Or maybe you say llevo blue jeans. I just say jeans. Yo llevo jeans. Yo llevo botas. También botas. So we have suéter. Let's just do a suéter. Llevo un suéter. Llevo botas. Llevo jeans. Okay. Llevo zapatos. Maybe zapatos, shoes. So llevo zapatos. Maybe you say llevo tenis. Tenis are sneakers. Zapatos de tenis or just tenis. All right. What about en el verano? In the summer. ¿Qué tiempo hace? Maybe you said hace mucho calor. Or just hace calor. Maybe you said hace sol. It's sunny. Maybe you said hace fresco. What about qué ropa llevas? So we want to start with llevo. Llevo pantalones cortos. Or maybe llevo sandalias. Or una camiseta. Yo llevo pantalones cortos y una camiseta. So we have pantalones cortos. We have sandalias. And then we have una camiseta. Camisa is shirt, camiseta is t-shirt. So una camiseta. All right, and then the last season we have is el otoño. So we have 4 estaciones. So far we did invierno. We did primavera, we did verano. Let's do el otoño. And we're going to ask the same question. What is the weather like? ¿Qué tiempo hace en el otoño? En Buffalo, por ejemplo. ¿Hace viento? Maybe hace viento. Windy or mucho viento. Maybe hace sol or even está nublado. So we could also say está muy nublado. Maybe we say está despejado, clear. Or maybe we also could say hace mal tiempo. Hace mal tiempo. And then what's the question we ask to say, what do you wear? So you're going to say, ¿qué ropa llevas? And then how would you answer that? You're going to say, llevo, I wear, or I am wearing. So maybe you say, llevo jeans otra vez, or llevo tenis. Llevo una falda, maybe a skirt, una falda. Una falda. Una chaqueta. So abrigo is more like coat, and chaqueta is a jacket, like a jean jacket, like a lighter jacket. So we can just do that. So una chaqueta. And that is it. So you also want to know your colores. You have amarillo, yellow, anaranjado. You have all your different colors that were introduced here. So let's just listen to this little song. It's a little song for helping memorize.
Los colores, the colors, los colores. Red es rojo, blue es azul, yellow es amarillo, verde, green, black es negro, blanco es white, purple es morado, brown café, pink es rosa, gris es gray, Gris es gray, anaranjado es orange, anaranjado es orange. Shout hooray, hooray! Shout hooray, hooray!
So you can use that song if you want. It's just a little memorization, hopefully helpful. And rosado is showing as pink in your book. Rosa is another way to say it, so you can use either one. The last thing you have to know for today is gustar. So gustar is one of our important verbs that we use a lot in Spanish to say that something we like or something that's pleasing to us. So we want to know that this is to like or to be pleasing. We're going to talk more about this in class on Tuesday, but let's just do a little overview. So you know that in Spanish, usually you say like, yo hablo español. I speak Spanish. So I would just take some notes here in your notebook. So you're saying, I speak Spanish, I do speak Spanish, I am speaking Spanish. So that's just we usually have our subject plus our verb plus our complement, whatever, like the direct object or indirect object. But with gustar, it works a little bit differently. That's why we call it, we say that they're verbs like gustar, because there's a few that work like this. And it kind of works backwards. So instead of saying yo or tú or él or nosotros, the subject pronouns, we're going to use indirect object pronouns. So we're going to use me and te. We're going to do the same thing with the six-pack as we usually do. And then we're going to say le and nos and os and les. So those are our pronouns that we use, our indirect object pronouns. So we would say something like me gusta or te gusta to say that you like something or something's pleasing to you. So for example, we might say me gusta la escuela. I like school. So you're really saying that school, if you read it backwards, school is pleasing to me, if we read it properly. So this gusta might change though. So since escuela is singular, we might have something plural though. So if we liked, for example, apples, we might say something like me gustan las manzanas. So because manzanas are now plural, you're saying here apples are pleasing to me. And that's why it changes to gustan. If your thing that you like or is pleasing to you is plural, like manzanas, it's going to change to gustan. So you have two forms. You have gusta for singular, and that includes infinitives. We'll look at an example here. And then gustan for plural nouns only. So for example, if I said, I like to ski, or you like to ski, we would say, te gusta. And then we're going to use esquiar because we know that with gusta, we're going to either have our singular noun, like we had me gusta la escuela. So la escuela is considered to be a singular noun, but also an infinitive, like esquiar. That's also going to use gusta, not gustan. The only time we use gustan is when we have something that's plural that's pleasing to us. So that's the idea. And then if you have, like, say that it's pleasing to him. So if we wanted to say, so for example, school is pleasing, or he likes it, is pleasing to my brother. So you would say le, not te, le gusta la escuela. But what's happening here now is we don't know who likes school because it could be my brother, my father, one person. It could be so many different choices with that third person. Same thing with les. So if I said les gustan las clases, because las clases is plural, it's gustan. And because escuela is singular, we're going to say gusta. So what happens here is we have to add the subject because we don't know who it is. But because it's pleasing, so again, school is pleasing to him, we have to add the name. So we're going to say to him. So we're going to say a mi hermano. So if you're adding the name of the person before the le or even before the me, you're going to say a mi hermano. So then here, if it were my mother, classes are pleasing to my mother, we would say a mi mamá. So we have to put that on there because it's to her. A mi mamá les gustan las clases. So what if we wanted to say something like, speaking Spanish is pleasing to us, or we like speaking Spanish. And say that we wanted to say they like sciences. Whoops, I'm spelling it in Spanish. And then say that we said she likes wearing dresses. So let's try those. So speaking Spanish is pleasing to us. For that, we would say nos gusta hablar español. So we're saying speaking Spanish, we read it backwards. Hablar español is pleasing to us. And we can say a nosotros, but we don't need to. But if you did want to put that in, but make sure you put the A before. So then you're going to do numero dos. They like sciences. So you could start at the back by saying sciences are pleasing to them. So in this case, it would be a ellos, because we have to put the les gustan, because ciencias is plural. Las ciencias or ciencias. So a ellos, and you, so basically science are pleasing to them. She likes wearing or to wear dresses. So we know that llevar vestidos, llevar is to wear dresses. And so are we going to use gusta or gustan here? We would say gusta. And then which pronoun would we use for ella? We're going to say le. And remember what I told you, it could be she, it could be he. So what should we put before the le? We should say a ella le gusta llevar vestidos. Again, so just remember with gusta, which two reasons do we use gusta? Either with infinitives, for example, hablar español, or also singular nouns like morado, like purple, I like purple. And then gustan is only used with usually plural nouns. So just remember that. And that's it for today. We'll do a little bit more in class, but I wanted to introduce you to the topic. Gracias.